I guess that because I've come from a B2B, B2C type of environment, and I sometimes refer to that space when I use examples like this, and I use Volvo as an example because Volvo is obviously well known for safety, okay, but that doesn't mean that Volvo aren't, you know, a quality drive or aren't good value in terms of buying the vehicle, but they're using safety as the key motivational driver above all else. Okay, so if you were to use this in terms of the employer branding lens, and an organization focuses on development, that doesn't mean that the organization doesn't pay well. It just means that they're using development as a key motivator or an engagement driver that's going to resonate to people. That's really that development is really important to them. So you know, that's the kind of lens or context to which we would approach employer branding projects. And I just wanted to share a couple of quick tips with you, and then we might just break into a couple of questions if any of you have questions. I think that in terms of reviewing your employer brand or developing an employer brand, there are three key things. The first is to be specific, okay? That's the first thing, is be specific. The second is to be different, and the third is to be real. And what I mean by be specific is, I just have a piece here. So instead of saying we have a great culture, right, because you know it's so broad, what you could say is we have a culture that values professional growth. 80% of our team members are promoted within the organization, and we provide personalized development for employee success. So that's about being specific. The be different piece, the one I always refer to is Patagonia. I mean, they're clearly have an environmental stance in terms of their own business and in terms of an organization where people will align with them in terms of values. So they actually allow employees take days off to engage with environmental causes. And that's being different, right? In terms of what makes that organization so different and what do they fundamentally believe in. And the third is to be real. It's about talk the talk and walk the walk. And I just want to share an example with you. We recently completed a project for a large medical devices multinational, and they've gone through a process of a site strategy, right? So they've got a site strategy for the next 3 to 5 years, and they've brought us in to help develop a brand strategy and a communications narrative around all of that, that can engage with their employees. But the issue that we found was that during the process, we discovered that they were very low in their engagement survey for both communication and leadership. Okay, so again, referring back to talk the talk and walk the walk, what the organization have done is they've contracted us now to go in and create a lead and connect package for them that supports their leaders to be able to lead their weekly meetings better and to communicate the message down, but also to have some active listening capabilities to be able to hear what's happening from the ground up. Historically, what was happening was that a supervisor or people leader would be given a communications framework and told, there you go. That's the framework you need to adhere to in terms of delivering the message. But unfortunately, because many of the supervisors and managers were basically people on the production line and they've gone up the level and things like that, they weren't skilled or hadn't the proper skill set to be able to lead the meeting or to be able to deliver the message properly or to active listen.